Oscar Piastri sends a warning to Lando Norris. Sergio makes his first appearance after Red Bull fired him. And Mercedes explains why they chose Kimi over Carlos. Do consider subscribing to the channel. Let's get into the latest F1 news. Oscar Piastri is firmly in the spotlight as his relationship with McLaren teammate Lando Norris continues to evolve amidst the backdrop of Formula One's competitive landscape. What's particularly intriguing is that Piastri isn't seeking counsel from his manager Mark Webber concerning the internal dynamics of the team. This self-assurance reflects a strategic shift within McLaren, allowing both drivers to race without the rigidity of a strict hierarchy. Last season, McLaren faced the intriguing challenge of balancing two talented drivers within a title-contending framework. The race for supremacy among teammates is often fraught with tension, yet the duo's competitiveness has breathed new life into the team's spirit. On one hand, you have Norris, the established driver who has earned the team's leniency. On the other, Piastri is emerging as a formidable contender, ready to challenge and race hard. Speaking of their dynamic, after the Italian Grand Prix, we saw a dramatic moment where Piastri burst past Norris at the start. This move not only showcased his racing acumen, but set the stage for a season filled with thrilling competition. Interestingly, McLaren's team principal, Andrea Stella, remarked during an interview that while support would generally skew towards Lando, the overarching principle remains that the team interest always comes first. It's a balancing act that reflects both sportsmanship and fairness, critical elements in high-stakes racing. As the 2024 season unfolded, Piastri seized the opportunity presented by Norris's Q1 exit, clinching victory at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, an impressive feat that added to his growing reputation. Their head-to-head competition is a key storyline for the season, emphasizing that both drivers have the talent to shine, thriving up even amid the complexity of their relationship. Technicalities and politics aside, the spirit of cooperation hasn't been overlooked. During the Brazilian Grand Prix sprint, Piastri willingly moved aside to allow Norris to take the win, a gesture of team loyalty. However, as racing often dictates, the favor was returned when Norris graciously let Piastri take the sprint victory in Qatar, knowing that both drivers had each other's backs. This mutual respect propelled McLaren forward, giving them a narrow edge to clinch the constructors' title, outperforming Ferrari by just 14 points. With McLaren aiming to reclaim its former glory, the anticipation for the current season is palpable. Piastri and Norris both find themselves in the mix, with hopes high for a shot at the World Championship against the dominant Max Verstappen. Winning together is the goal, but without losing sight of their spirited rivalry. Responding to questions about navigating McLaren's internal politics, Piastri firmly stated that he isn't preoccupied with it. Instead, he remains concentrated on racing and securing victories. This clear focus is what makes Piastri a formidable competitor, not just against his teammate, but within the whole F1 landscape. In essence, the evolving narrative between Piastri and Norris reflects broader themes in competitive sports: camaraderie balanced with rivalry, respect intertwined with ambition. As they gear up for an exhilarating season ahead, all eyes will be on how these two talented drivers navigate the thrilling challenges that wait on the track. As we dive into the exciting world of Formula One, let's turn our attention to Oscar Piastri, who has made it clear that he isn't settling for any subordinate role. "I helped out Lando and the team when I was asked towards the end of the year," Piastri stated, emphasizing the spirit of teamwork he values. He believes that supporting each other is a given in the racing community, hinting that he is ready for fierce competition in the upcoming season. Looking ahead to 2025, Piastri knows what he wants: win, he boldly claimed when asked about his ambitions. "I'm really looking forward to next year. Winning will be the goal from day one," he added, showcasing his competitive spirit. He understands the challenges he'll face, particularly with the top teams ready to reclaim their dominance. "It's going to be a fight for sure." He noted about the competition he anticipates from teams eager to surpass the progress he and McLaren have made. As the countdown begins to the 2025 campaign, starting with the Australian Grand Prix in March, Piastri is entering his third season in F1. His past performances speak volumes: 2 podiums in his rookie year and impressive progress last season with 2 wins and 8 podiums, finishing 4th in the standings. Reflecting on his journey, he said, "I've only completed 2 seasons in F1, so it's natural that I still have a lot of room to grow." Piastri is keenly aware that experience is invaluable. "You can't buy experience, but I'm gradually gaining that in this category, and I'm very excited for the future," he concluded, hinting at the potential he sees in himself moving forward. In an F1 landscape where rivalry can ignite at any moment, teams are being urged to strategize from the first race to ensure a smooth season. Such foresight is crucial, particularly for McLaren, which faces the challenge of managing the ambitions of 2 incredibly talented drivers. Oscar Piastri isn't just aiming to take the back seat. He is ready to seize the tools available to him and launch into a championship battle next season. Let's gear up for 2025 and see what this exciting young driver can achieve. Max Verstappen has undeniably made his mark on Formula One as a powerhouse driver, clinching his 4th consecutive Drivers' Championship title last season. Yet, while fans may see him as the villain of the story, rest assured, he is not the only bad guy in the Red Bull racing team. This is a narrative that has sparked debates and discussions within the racing community. His new teammate, Liam Lawson, is also being labeled as a bad guy. This comes from the insights of former F1 driver Mark Schurer, who suggests that Verstappen isn't flying solo in this reputation. Lawson's entry into the Red Bull family, which marks him as Verstappen's 5th teammate, adds a new dynamic to the team narrative and the bad guy persona. Verstappen's championship battle against Lando Norris was filled with fierce on-track clashes that ignited discussions among fans and pundits alike. The tension was palpable at famous circuits like the Red Bull Ring and the Circuit of the Americas, where both drivers showcased their competitive spirits. Incidents during these races led former F1 drivers Martin Brundle and Damon Hill to speak out about Verstappen's aggressive approach to racing. Brundle argued that Verstappen's antics could potentially tarnish his legacy in the sport. He emphasizes the importance of sportsmanship, suggesting that such behavior might overshadow Verstappen's achievements over time. Conversely, Damon Hill openly questions whether Verstappen is truly capable of racing fairly. He states outright that it is not in his repertoire and that his philosophy revolves around a no-passing mentality. Despite this controversial image, the narrative is not entirely negative. Many believe that having a dominant, bad guy in Formula One is beneficial for the sport. Schurer points out that every major sport needs its villains, and Verstappen fits that role perfectly. He believes this persona adds excitement and intrigue to racing, making it all the more compelling for fans. Indeed, the rivalry within F1 has historical significance, with every era featuring its share of heroes and anti-heroes. Today, Verstappen is one such character, a fierce competitor whose persona fuels the passion of many. As we look ahead to the future of Formula One, specifically the burgeoning excitement surrounding the 2025 season, we can anticipate how this rivalry and character-driven narratives will evolve. Discussions about the complete driver lineup for 2025 and the new schedules begin to take shape, indicating that this is a thrilling time in the world of racing. In summary, as Max Verstappen continues to showcase his extraordinary talent on the track, he simultaneously navigates the complexities of his image as a bad guy. Alongside him, Liam Lawson steps into a role that suggests he too may embrace this reputation, ensuring that Red Bull Racing remains an exciting force in the unfolding drama of Formula One. As fans, we can expect a season that's not just about the fastest laps and championships, but also about the intriguing dynamics of rivalry, character clashes, and what it means to be a bad guy in one of the most competitive sports in the world. As the 2025 Formula One Championship unfolds, one of the most talked about rivalries centers around Max Verstappen, a driver known for his fierce competitive spirit and sometimes controversial tactics. Verstappen has earned himself a reputation as the bad boy on the grid, but he won't be alone in that regard. In fact, Red Bull Racing has a new contender in the bad guy category, Liam Lawson. Lawson made headlines during the Mexican Grand Prix when he unfortunately collided with his teammate Sergio Perez. This wasn't just a minor bump. It was a significant clash that showcased his tenacity and willingness to go toe-to-toe with his own team. The incident surely raised some eyebrows, especially since Lawson was trying to establish himself as a serious contender for a race seat in 2025. The Kiwi driver's confrontation with Perez was dramatic. On lap 19, as Perez attempted to make a move, Lawson held his ground, leading to a collision that damaged Perez's car. In the heat of the moment, Lawson reacted with frustration, showing Perez the middle finger, a gesture that certainly didn't sit well with the Red Bull team management, including Motorsport advisor Helmut Marko. Subsequently, Lawson recognized his mistake. He later apologized to Perez and the Red Bull team, explaining that his actions stemmed from the intense pressure of the race. He admitted, "It's obviously one of those in-the-moment things. He spent half the lap blocking me, trying to ruin my race, so I was upset. But it's not an excuse. I shouldn't have done it." This incident underlines the pressure and emotional intensity of Formula One, where every decision can have significant consequences, not only for the driver at the wheel, but for the team's dynamics as well. Lawrence emphasized that such behavior is not reflective of his character, even if the situation got the better of him. What's particularly intriguing is how Lawson's actions might affect his position within Red Bull. In a surprising turn of events, he has been confirmed as Verstappen's teammate for the 2025 season, replacing the ousted Perez. This partnership promises to deliver electrifying competition, especially as both drivers have distinctively bold personalities. The F1 2025 season is shaping up to be a riveting spectacle. With rivalries brewing not just between teams, but also within them, fan anticipation is at an all-time high. As these narratives deepen, it becomes clear that the dynamics of competition extend far beyond the racetrack. A healthy dose of strategy, a pinch of chaos, and an unpredictable element of drama will keep everyone on the edge of their seats. So, as we gear up for the season ahead, keep an eye on these rising tensions and what they could mean for the championship battle. It's all part of the thrilling tale that is Formula One. Sergio Perez has finally broken his silence after parting ways with the Red Bull racing team. In his first public appearance since the departure, he shared that it's still too early to determine if he'll aim for a return to Formula One. This announcement comes after a challenging season where he struggled significantly for speed and consistency, tallying only 152 points compared to his teammate Max Verstappen's impressive 437. The 2024 season was a tough ride for Perez. He started strong but faced ongoing difficulties that led to substantial underperformance, impacting Red Bull's standing in the Constructors' Championship. As discussions progressed after the season finale in Abu Dhabi, it became clear that changes were necessary. Consequently, Red Bull opted to part ways with Perez, replacing him with Liam Lawson, who had stepped in for Daniel Ricciardo toward the end of the season. Despite the abrupt end to his tenure at Red Bull, Perez has taken a moment to reflect on his future. During a recent press conference held in León, Mexico, he expressed his intention to take several months away from the limelight. He emphasized the importance of enjoying personal time, doing things he hasn't had a chance to do, and spending quality moments with his family during this break. "My priority is to enjoy myself, to do things I haven't done, to be with my family," Perez shared, marking a significant shift in focus. He indicated that in the next 6 months, he will deliberate on his next career step, taking time to make a well-considered decision. While he's no longer behind the wheel of a Red Bull car, Perez maintains connections to the energy drink giant through upcoming show runs and ambassadorial roles. An F1 comeback isn't entirely off the table, given his proven track record and strong sponsorship ties. However, he insists he isn't in a rush to explore new opportunities right now. Looking ahead, one potential opportunity could come from the Cadillac team, which has recently gained approval to join Formula One in 2026. With the American brand entering the sport, experienced drivers like Perez could be a valuable asset during their initial phase. As he navigates this transitional period, Perez is not ready to confirm his future plans, reiterating his stance on the uncertainty. "It's too early to give an answer as to whether I intend to return to Formula One," he stated, keeping fans and commentators guessing about his next move. Stay tuned as we follow Perez's journey to see how this intriguing chapter unfolds in the world of Formula One. Sergio Perez's departure from Red Bull at the end of last season was both sudden and unexpected. Reflecting on this whirlwind experience, Perez shared, "Everything happened very quickly at the end of last season. I didn't expect to leave the team." Despite being contracted through 2026, the attempted reassurances from Red Bull for his future ultimately fell short, resulting in a surprising exit. As he transitions away from the high-pressure world of Formula One racing, Perez expresses a newfound motivation to be more present in his family's life. "My biggest motivation now is to take my children on a good path and be more present in their lives," he revealed. Such a shift in focus comes after years of intense racing schedules that often left little room for family time. In fact, he looks forward to upcoming events with his family, including a holiday and a soccer tournament in Mexico with his son, Sergio Perez Jr. "My biggest motivation is that we do well in his tournament, that I can enjoy it a lot with my son," he said, highlighting how this opportunity allows for much-needed bonding time away from the racetrack. As for his future within Formula One, speculation continues. Some believe that although Perez is an experienced driver, he might not be the right fit for a team like Cadillac F1. Commentary from figures like Peter Windsor suggests that while Perez has much to offer, the dynamics of the team could lead to friction. Additionally, fellow driver Max Verstappen provided his thoughts on the matter, stating, "I don't want to criticize him at all. This emphasizes the camaraderie among drivers, even amidst such competitive environments." Though he stepped away from Red Bull, Sergio has the chance to extend his career elsewhere as discussions continue around potential opportunities. The aftermath of a challenging season opens questions not just about Perez's next moves, but also about how the ever-changing landscape of F1 will treat seasoned drivers. With unexpected departures often leading to new beginnings, fans remain eager to see where Perez's journey will take him. Will he be able to leverage his experience in another racing team? Or is this the start of a much-deserved focus on family life? This exciting yet uncertain chapter in Sergio Perez's life resonates beyond the racetrack, illustrating the balance between professional ambition and personal fulfillment. As his story unfolds, we'll keep you updated on all developments surrounding this talented driver. Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on Sergio Perez and the thrilling world of Formula One. In an unexpected turn of events, Kimi Antonelli has secured a spot racing with Mercedes, while Carlos Sainz has taken his talents to Williams. This decision leaves many racing fans wondering, why did Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff choose Antonelli over the seasoned Sainz? Sky Deutschland's Sasha Roos sheds some light on this situation, suggesting that internal reasons influenced Wolff's decision. This comes after a complex and turbulent period for Mercedes. They had re-signed Lewis Hamilton in 2023 to a 1+1 contract that initially appeared stable. However, Hamilton shocked the motorsport world by activating an exit clause, announcing his departure for Ferrari even before the first race of the 2024 championship. In the quest for Hamilton's replacement, Wolff spent a significant 7 months deliberating over potential candidates. The reported shortlist had several big names, including Fernando Alonso, Mick Schumacher, and Sebastian Vettel. However, as the months passed, these options were systematically eliminated. Alonso ultimately ruled himself out after re-signing with Aston Martin, while Vettel had several discussions with Wolff but remained a long shot. Mick Schumacher, the Mercedes reserve driver, clutched onto his hopes until the bitter end. His aspirations were dashed in late August when Wolff confirmed that Kimi Antonelli would join George Russell as his teammate for the 2025 F1 season. The question lingering in fans' minds is, what makes Antonelli a better choice than Sainz? Sainz himself has had a noteworthy career, following a near-perfect performance that included winning the Australian Grand Prix shortly after recovering from an appendectomy. Many expected him to secure a top seat. His talks with Mercedes seemed promising, but ultimately the contract didn't materialize. Sainz's decision to sign with Williams eventually underscored Wolff's non-interest. This raises eyebrows. Was the choice to hire Antonelli over Sainz purely performance-based, or was there more lurking behind the scenes? Sascha Roos speculates that Wolff had specific reasons for this decision, even if they remain under wraps. It's clear that the dynamics in F1 are as volatile as ever, and contracts may be structured to sway quickly in favor of young talent over seasoned veterans. In the high-stakes world of Formula One, the decisions made today can ripple through futures, reshaping career paths and team strategies. While we await further clarifications from Mercedes, it's evident that the signing of Kimi Antonelli signifies a shift in the organization's focus, highlighting the importance they place on nurturing young talent for longevity and competitiveness in the fast-paced landscape of F1 racing. As we continue to track these developments, one thing is abundantly clear: the landscape of Formula One is constantly evolving, and with the right decisions, teams can reinvent themselves for a brighter future. If I were Mercedes, I would have leaned towards signing Carlos Sainz, sending Antonelli over to Williams temporarily. It's a decision that seems to have more to it than meets the eye, as Toto Wolff must have considered various internal factors when making this call. Looking at Ferrari's lineup, some predictions for 2024 had suggested that Sainz might actually outshine Charles Leclerc in the Drivers' Championship. However, that hasn't panned out, with Sainz trailing behind his teammate by 66 points. Despite the missed opportunities, some experts believe that swapping Sainz for Lewis Hamilton could become a decision Ferrari will regret. Sainz had his best season yet, notching up 2 race wins, while Leclerc maintained a higher consistency. Roos believes the pairing of Sainz and Leclerc worked effectively together, and he's not shy in saying that Sainz is nearly on par with Hamilton. Transitioning to a new team, especially one with the rich history and expectations that Mercedes holds, will require an adjustment period for Hamilton. This could mean that the chance to vie for the team championship may slip away in the early races. As seen in their finale performances, Sainz and Leclerc have showcased great teamwork, and with minimal changes anticipated in the Ferrari car for 2025, the team might experience some setbacks initially with Hamilton on board. Roos expresses skepticism about Hamilton quickly gaining an upper hand over Leclerc throughout the season. With Sainz moving to Williams, he's seen as the best choice for the team. However, Roos speculates that his stay at Williams might be short-lived, especially with Cadillac aiming to join the grid in 2026. It raises the prospect of Sainz perhaps heading to Cadillac sooner than later, along with the unknowns revolving around Red Bull's future. Now, with Carlos Sainz officially part of Williams, the question arises: could he emulate Hamilton's transformative impact when he debuted with Mercedes? Time will tell if Sainz can replicate that level of success, but expectations are high following his strong showing at Ferrari. Preparations are ramping up as Sainz gears up for his debut in Williams colors, laying the groundwork for what he hopes will be a fruitful chapter in his career. As we shift focus to the impending 2025 Formula One season, Toto Wolff has issued caution regarding Antonelli's upcoming Mercedes debut. Team dynamics and the competition are expected to be fierce, making strategic decisions crucial for success in the ever-competitive F1 landscape. So, what does the future hold for Sainz and the other rising stars in Formula One? One thing is certain: as we look ahead to 2025, all eyes will be on these key players who could reshape their teams and the sport itself.